Number words. Di/dup, Greek and Latin prefixes meaning to, show up in both technical and non-technical terms, with dup sometimes shortened to du dash. So a duel is a battle between two people. A duet is music for a duo, or pair of musicians. A duplicate is an exact copy, or twin. And if you have dual citizenship, you belong to two countries at once. Dichotomy, 1. A division into two often contradictory groups. 2. Something with qualities that seem to contradict each other. Already in her first job, she noticed a dichotomy between the theories she'd been taught in college and the realities of professional life. In the modern world, there's a dichotomy between fast and intense big city life and the slower and more relaxed life in the country. But the dichotomy is nothing new. The Roman poet Horace was complaining about it in the 1st century BC. Among other eternal dichotomies, there's the dichotomy between wealth and poverty, between the policies of the leading political parties, between a government's words and its actions, and between what would be most fun to do right this minute and what would be the mature and sensible alternative. Dimorphic, occurring in two distinguishable forms, as of color or size. One of a birder's challenges is identifying birds of the less colorful sex in dimorphic species. Dimorphism varies greatly in the animal kingdom. Among mammals, the male is generally larger than the female, but other differences in appearance tend to be modest. But birds are usually noticeably dimorphic, with the male being the more colorful sex. When we imagine a pheasant, a mallard, a cardinal, or a peacock, we're almost always picturing the male rather than the female. Among spiders, the situation is often reversed. The golden orbweaver spider, for example, is spectacularly dimorphic. The female may be 20 times the size of the male, and she usually ends up eating him, sometimes even while he's mating with her. Many sea creatures, including many fish, take care of gender problems by simply changing from one sex into the other. Duplex, 1. Having two principal elements, double. 2. Allowing electronic communication in two directions at the same time. The upper floor of their splendid duplex apartment had a panoramic view of Paradise Park. Duplex can describe a confusing variety of things, depending on the technical field. Most of us use it as a noun. A duplex can be either a two-family house or a two-story apartment. In computer science and telecommunications, duplex, or full duplex, communication can go in both directions at once, while half-duplex communication can go only one way at a time. In other areas, just translate duplex as double and see if the sentence makes sense. Duplicity deception, by pretending to feel and act one way while acting in another. By the time Jackie's duplicity in the whole matter had come to light, she had left town, leaving no forwarding address. The Greek god Zeus often resorted to duplicity to get what he wanted, and most of the time what he wanted was some woman. His duplicity usually involved a disguise. He appeared to Leda as a swan, and to Europa as a bull. Sometimes he had to be duplicitous to get around his wife, Hera. After he had had his way with Io and was about to get caught, he turned her into a cow to avoid Hera's anger. Bi/bin also means two or double. A bicycle has two wheels, and binoculars consist of two little telescopes. Bigamy is marriage to two people at once. And a road built through the middle of a neighborhood bisects it into two pieces. Bipartisan, involving members of two political parties. The president named a bipartisan commission of 3 Republicans and 3 Democrats to look into the issue. Partisan means basically belonging to a party, so something bipartisan combines two parties. Since the United States today operates with a two-party system of government, even though the Constitution says nothing about parties at all, legislation often must have some bipartisan support in order to pass into law. Bipartisan committees review legislation, compromising on some points and removing or adding others in order to make the bill more agreeable to both parties and make bipartisan support from the entire legislature or Congress more likely. Binary, 1. Consisting of two things or parts, double. 2. Involving a choice between two alternatives. The Milky Way contains numerous binary stars, each consisting of two stars orbiting each other. Binary has many uses, most of them in technical terms. Almost all computer software, for example, is written in binary code, which uses only two digits, 0 and 1, 0 standing for a low-voltage impulse, off, and 1 standing for a high-voltage impulse, on. All information is kept in this form. The word hello, for example, looks like this: 100, 1000, 100, 010100, 1100100, 1100100, 1111. Biennial, 1. Occurring every 2 years. 2. Continuing or lasting over 2 years. The Great Biennial Show of New Art in Venice usually either puzzles or angers the critics. Biennial conventions, celebrations, competitions, and sports events come every 2 years. Biennials are plants that live 2 years, bearing flowers and fruit only in the second year. Carrots and sugar beets are 2 examples. Since we're only interested in their roots, we don't wait another year to see their flower and fruit. In contrast, semiannual means twice a year. But no one can agree whether biweekly means twice a week or every 2 weeks, and whether bimonthly means twice a month or every 2 months. Maybe we should stop using both of them until we can decide.